I don't really know where to start this off. It's been on my mind the past almost 2 days now, ever since I heard the news that Sulli passed away. Um, I didn't listen to FX's music. I really only started listening to K-pop in 2016. So I never got a chance to see them together as a group. But this isn't about someone's music. This is about someone who was in pain, someone who was going through depression, someone who received malicious comments online unnecessarily, and someone who ultimately tried to do something, I'm guessing, to ease that pain that she can't take back now. It's weird to me to think that we live in the most connected time in our human history, but we still can't seem to, or somehow don't know how to connect emotionally. In our internet age, we have the ability to send messages instantaneously to people who we would probably never have that opportunity to do so to 20, 30, 40 years ago. And of all the things we could possibly send, all the love we could probably spend or send, some people send comments to try to bring someone down or hurt them in some way, as if that will make them feel better somehow. I didn't know much about what happened to her. All I know is that innocent 25-year-old kid is dead now, unnecessarily. There are most likely causes behind it that we can instantly point to, and that we probably should point to. I think there's blame to go around, but we shouldn't be so quick to do it that we get so enraged that we try to blame people who we think we can find a scapegoat in, basically. We shouldn't go attacking her ex because that's something I see going on right now. We can't say that we want to be kinder to people and then go attack someone who, by all rights, we have no information as to if he had anything to do with it at all. We're just trying to find a scapegoat in this situation because we're upset. This whole thing has brought up the issue of cyberbullying, and it's true. Yeah, that stuff happens, and it's easy for anyone on the internet to become a scumbag to you because they have a shield around them. It's much easier if they do it in your face to point them out, but when it's online, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can be an asshole. And I remember seeing on Twitter people saying stuff like idols are human beings too, and with all due respect, that should be fucking obvious. I don't know why we have to say that out loud to make a point. That should be completely obvious to us. These are people who have joy like us, go through pains like us. A little part of me hates that word idol because it almost evokes this feeling that this person is perfect or should try and be as perfect as possible, which no one should do. No one should try to be perfect. We should all try and strive to be the best possible human beings we can possibly be, but no one will ever be perfect. And I think the sad side of that word idol is that these kids, honestly, which a lot of them are, probably put unnecessary pressure on themselves to try to uphold a certain image or ideal to their society that honestly is unnecessary. I didn't know her that well, but looking at it the past 2 days, she was a bit more aggressive, I'm guessing. Thought probably how young people tend to do. Probably has ideas that are new to her culture, her generation, the generation before her, and she's just thinking ahead. And none of that warrants unnecessary hate towards her or her character, because she's human like everyone else, and she has thoughts like everyone else, and she should be free to live those, especially when they're not hurting anybody. I think all of us can do better as far as how we communicate online, and I'm not saying all of us should be saints in how we communicate. Obviously, we get angry, we get frustrated. We've all said stuff that we probably regret online and especially in person. We all have days where we lash out, and then we can look back and think, man, I probably should have said that better. I shouldn't have said it like that. And maybe I was upset that day and I took it out on someone else. All I know is that this person brought joy to people, millions of people, and has affected the world in a positive way. And I don't think she was, those comments that were made to her were at all necessary. She was 11 when she started acting, 15 when she debuted with FX, and she probably had any eye that was on her could probably make some kind of comment towards her. And I'm sure that affected her mental health, unfortunately, negatively, because she was so young when she started doing this. And I think to people who feel like making a malicious comment unnecessarily will somehow make your day better, it won't. You gain no satisfaction from it, honestly. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You're just bringing more negativity on yourself. You're not gaining anything from it. And now we lost someone because of it. I'm assuming again. I'm someone who deals with my own depression and anxiety for 7 years now, and honestly, I'm happy to say that I'm at a point in my life now where I don't have to take medication for it. I'm happier than I've ever been because I've gotten help and I've gotten through a big portion of it. That doesn't mean it can't come back at any time, though. And she, unfortunately, won't have that opportunity to get better, to seek help, and know that everything will be okay. Things do get better. As cliche as I might sound, because you hear it so much, it's honestly true. My advice to anyone dealing with depression, anxiety, or any kind of mental health issue is that just know you're not alone, honestly. There is a way to get help. There are people who you can call. Don't feel like you're alone in this, I don't want to see this stuff repeatedly happening because that's how it feels like it's happening. Things seem like they're impossibly difficult right now, but if you try and just reach out somehow, there will be people to help you and you will get through this. And, one day, hopefully, you'll look back on this and be like, if I can get through that, I can get through anything. I'm sorry that the thing that hurts the most about this is that I'm sorry that she'll never get that opportunity to try and make things get better for herself. That's what hurts the most about this. There's a lot of things we can point out right now, and we will point out. Right now, I think that our most important concern should be to give her family, her friends time to mourn. And then we can start talking about why this has happened. And there has to be a talk about why this happened. In December, it'll be 2 years since Jung Hyun's death. And now we're here. We lost another person to similar circumstances. So the conversation has to start to happen about how these companies handle their, I don't want to say idols. I don't want to say artists. I want to say their employees and human beings, how they handle when they come to them and tell them, hey, I'm having a certain problem. I need time off. I need help in this situation. We have to look at and hold them accountable as far as how they treat them in that situation. Because like I said, a lot of them are kids, a lot of them are very young, and a lot of them have their whole lives ahead of them to navigate, figure things out, make mistakes, and then get better from those mistakes. Whenever something like this happens, I'm always reminded of a quote from a Kanye West song, Big Brother. The line goes, if you admire someone, you should go ahead and tell them, because people never get their flowers while they can still smell them. And I carry that line with me every day. I try to tell people who I care about, were in my life, that I love them. I'm thankful to have them in my life, and that my life is better because they're in it. I hope she knew that she was loved by millions. And again, when something like this happens, I'm always reminded of Chester Bennington and how in that moment where he was alone and he felt isolated and felt like he only had one option left, I hope he at least knew that he was loved by millions, and that if I could say anything to them, is I would just say, I hope you're at peace now. I hope your pain is gone, and we love you. Take care, loves, and we'll take care of the rest. I'll end the video on that. It's been on my mind these past 2 days, and just had to get that out there. You never want to see anything like this happen again, and you don't want to see it happen for anyone. I'll leave a link in the description below. If any of you are going through any kind of issue and feel like you need to talk to someone, there's always someone out there, and I mean that. I think, again, all of us can do better. I think all of us should send a message to a loved one, any random person who you care about, and tell them you love them, you're grateful to them, you're thankful that they're in your life and by your side. I think we should all do that, and we should all try and be more careful about our words. Again, there is always a time for constructive criticism, dialogue, no matter what the topic is, but spreading hate maliciously for no reason is not the way to go in any conversation, honestly. There are people maybe there are scumbags out there who probably do deserve that, but to me, this girl did nothing that warranted the hate that she got. And again, my condolences to her family, friends, the people at SM, her colleagues. Rest in peace, Sulli. And let's hope we never have to go through something like this again. To you guys watching, I just want you to know I love you. I hope you stay safe. I hope you stay healthy. Always, always. And if you're ever feeling down, just know that you're not alone. There's always someone out there for you. Yeah. And like I always say, peace, love, have a blessed day. See you next time.